Hi, my name is Nick. I'm a family doctor with over a decade of clinical experience, and I specialize in longevity. I'm the founder of HealthScore, the ultimate longevity program. This is the HealthScore Longevity Report. In this week's edition, we're going to be looking at a study on time-restricted eating for weight loss. In this longevity report, I identify a study from the top-tier peer-reviewed medical literature on longevity. I share with you the results of the study. I place the study in the context of the broader literature on that topic. I make recommendations based on the study's findings to adopt personally in your life. And I tell you what I personally do. This week, we're looking at a study published in April 2022 in the New England Journal of Medicine entitled Calorie Restriction with or Without Time-Restricted Eating in Weight Loss. The study took place in Guangzhou, China, a city in China, and included 139 obese adults. These adults were told to limit their caloric intake to anywhere from 1,200 calories a day to 1,800 calories a day. And half of the participants were told only to eat from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's time-restricted eating. That's an 8-hour eating window. The researchers then followed the participants for a year and looked at their caloric intake and their body weight. The researchers found that for the group that was told to restrict their calories and to eat in the 8-hour eating window, they ended up reducing their caloric intake by 617 calories per day, and they ended up losing 17.6 pounds. The other group that was told to limit their calories but could eat at any time they wanted reduced their calories by 480 and lost 13.9 pounds. So the group that had the additional eating window imposed on them ended up eating less and losing more weight. The researchers also reported that the adherence to the study protocol was high, so people were able to stick with the time-restricted eating window and the reduced caloric intake 6 out of 7 days per week. Now, the broader medical literature is in its infancy on this topic, on the topic of time-restricted eating for weight loss. There are 4 prior studies published in the top-tier peer-reviewed medical literature. The studies were all smaller, anywhere from 8 participants to 116 participants, compared to 139 for the current study. The follow-up period was shorter, anywhere from 8 weeks to 16 weeks, compared to the 52 weeks for the current study. And the eating window varied. The current study's eating window was 8 hours. These studies used an eating window anywhere from 4 hours to 10 hours. But their most significant difference in these 4 studies was that they imposed no caloric limits on the participants. They didn't tell them what to eat. They didn't tell them how much to eat. The only instruction was eat during a specified window of time. All 4 studies reported that participants ate less, anywhere from 200 to 550 calories per day less, and all 4 studies participants ended up losing weight, anywhere from 2 pounds to 7.3 pounds. The remarkable fact was they were not told in these studies to limit their calories. Now, the broader picture is that Americans have increased their total caloric intake per day by over 400 kilocalories in the past 40 years. This is one of the main drivers of what we have now, an obesity epidemic. Less than 1 in 5 adults in the U.S. has a normal body weight. And being overweight or obese confers a mortality risk. The more overweight or obese you are, the higher your risk of a premature death. People in the overweight category, which is a body mass index or BMI of 25 to 29, have a 3-year shorter lifespan. And people who are obese, a BMI of 30 or greater, have a 7-year shorter lifespan. We look today at time-restricted eating, anywhere from 4 to 10 hour eating window. This is a form of intermittent fasting, but there are other forms we didn't discuss today. Basically, the other forms include eating without restriction on some days and limiting calories or eating nothing at all on other days. Today, we also only looked at the impact of intermittent fasting on weight loss. But intermittent fasting has been studied for a lot of other outcomes, including reducing inflammation, lowering blood pressure, improving cholesterol. The key takeaway is that time-restricted eating is an easier way to reduce your total caloric intake every day than counting calories, for example. It leads to less caloric intake and it leads to resulting weight loss. If you are overweight or obese, I do recommend intermittent fasting as a way to reduce calories and lose weight. But my top recommendation is that you join the HealthScore longevity program. In this program, we'll focus upstream on your diet, your physical activity, your sleep, and your mental health. You'll get lots of contact from me and you'll be in a supportive community. We'll focus on optimizing your health across a range of variables, including your body weight, but not limited to your body weight. You'll end up reducing your risk for chronic disease and doing the things that lead to a longer lifespan. We'll use intermittent fasting as a way to lose weight, but only as an adjunct, not as the prime focus. What I personally do, I follow the program that I teach. So I've optimized my nutrition, my physical activity, my sleep and mental health. And I also intermittent fast 6 hours a day during the winter months from 12 noon to 6 p.m. And then when it's lighter outside later in the day in the summer, I will extend my window from 12 noon to 7 p.m. What this means is that I eat from noon to 6 or 7 p.m. and outside of that window, I'll only have black coffee, green tea, or water. So if you like what you heard in this report, please subscribe with the link below. You can join the HealthScore Longevity group on Facebook. And stay tuned. Next week, I'll focus on a study of aspirin for preventing heart disease and stroke. Thanks for watching.